Okay, today we are going to start talking about insurance and why we have it, what the purpose of it is, and why it can sometimes cost so much. So our objectives are how are insurance companies able to cover the hardship costs of so many people? Next is what is the difference between social insurance and private insurance? And finally, why Social Security was created and why are some people concerned about its future? So first thing we're going to look at is how is it that insurance companies can cover the hardships of so many people and still turn a profit? Now, many of you know, maybe some of you, your home or maybe your parents' car fell victim to those storms that we had last spring. I know that in our family, my wife's car was almost totaled, and we had only had the car for 12 days, and it was almost totaled. So it cost a lot of money to get it fixed, and the insurance company covered it. Well, how is it that an insurance company can pay out that kind of money and still turn a profit? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Microsoft Word here, and I'm just going to show you, okay, you don't have to write this part down, but I'm just showing you this as an example. So we have 21 students in the classroom, and let's say that of those 21, all of you have the same insurance, and we're going to talk about health insurance first. So there's 21 students, and you all have the same insurance, and that insurance costs you, let's say, for 1 month, $250, which is about common. So we take that 21 students and we multiply that times 250, and that gives us $5,250. Now let's say that there are, okay, let me back up here. So this is the cost of insurance, and it's 21 students, okay? So this is the cost of insurance, I'm going to abbreviate it, for one class for 1 month. Okay, now I know that $5,250 doesn't seem like very much. Now, let's say that there are 20 other classes in our school that have the same insurance. Okay, so now I'm going to take $5,250 times 20, and that is $105,000 for 1 month of health insurance for PHS. Okay? Now, let's say that, okay, so for 1 month, it's $105,000. Okay, now we're going to multiply that times 12 because there are 12 months in a year. That is $1,260,000. Now, let's say that there are 40 other schools in Nebraska that have the same health insurance. So now I have to take 1,260,000 times 40, and that is $50,400,000 that one health insurance company made from schools in Nebraska in 1 year that all have the same health insurance. Okay, now let's say that there are 25 other states that are just like Nebraska. So I'm going to take 50,400,000 times 25, and that gives me, okay, 25 other states like Nebraska, and that gives me 1.260, and this is billion dollars now. So how much one health insurance company made in 1 year on, obviously, health insurance. So you can see why it is, how it is that health insurance companies are able to make so much money. Okay, so again, that's 1 billion with a B, $1,260,000,000 that a health insurance company can make. And look at that as I go back up here, and that all starts by one person paying $250 a month times 21 students in our school, then 20 other classes in our school with the same insurance, so 105,000 per month. Take that times 12 months in a year, 40 other schools in Nebraska that have the same health insurance, and then 25 other states like Nebraska. So you can see that is a huge sum of money, okay? The thing is that even though a lot of people have insurance, not everybody uses it. And so all of that money that insurance companies take in all goes into a reserve fund. And that money just sits in there. And then when the insurance company needs it, they have it to pay checks. Now, with some money that's left over, the insurance company will do advertising. Look at all the insurance commercials that are on TV today. The one that comes to mind, the one that is most common, is Progressive. There's also State Farm, the two guys that are sitting in the car and the buffalo rams it, and then they say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Okay, there's another one, Allstate. Allstate does a lot with NCAA football. A lot of times when they pull the nets up for a field goal or extra point attempt, the Allstate symbol will be on the back, and that all costs a lot of money. So not very many people use insurance, but when they do use it, it does cost a lot of money. So that's how insurance companies can cover the cost of so many people. And the thing is, I'm going to go back to this real quick. This was just health insurance, okay? Okay, that's just health insurance. There's other types of insurance as well. And so the other monies, like I said, the other monies are invested, and the profits are then used to promote the company. So let me go back now. One thing that I should have done that I didn't do, okay, is we need to get this. You do need to write down. So make sure you are writing this down in your notes. Insurance is a system of paying a small amount to avoid the risk of a large loss. Because I know, for example, when my wife's car was damaged in that hailstorm, there's no way that we would have been able to afford to get her car fixed. It's the same thing. The roof on our house was totaled, and without insurance, there's no way that I would have been able to, that we would have been able to get a new roof on our house. Now, that small amount, need to write this down too. That small amount that you pay per month is called your premium. So the premium, that's that small amount that you pay every month. Okay, we got to move on to the next slide here. And we're going to look at the difference between private insurance and social insurance. Private insurance is insurance that people pay for themselves, or maybe your employer might pay for it. Some places where you work, you get what's called a benefits package, and a part of that benefits package might be that your employer provides you with insurance, so you don't have to pay for it yourself. Now that means that you may not get paid as much money as far as your salary is concerned, but when you look at what you could be saving, because if you have an accident, if you get hospitalized, all that money that you thought you were going to save because you were getting paid more, you're probably not going to, because we know that when people have money, people spend money, and they don't put as much money away as they should. Private insurance is insurance like life insurance, health insurance, property insurance, and liability insurance. I'm going to go back now to our notes, and something you need to write down. There are two types of life insurance. Okay? The first kind is what is called term life insurance. And this is less expensive. And the reason it's less expensive is this is only for a certain length of time. The other kind of life insurance is what is called whole life insurance. And this is for your entire life, and it does cost more. Now, with term life insurance, and I'm just going to give you an example. As an example, in my family, my stepson, who was in the military, who's 20 years old, we took life insurance, my wife and I took life insurance out on him when he was 9 years old. That insurance is good until he is 27. Now, you might be thinking, well, what if nothing happens? Because the thing about life insurance, okay, life insurance is only used when a person dies. So, he's 27 years old and he's still alive. You know, that's what we want. We hope for that. What happens is that money that we're giving to the insurance company, it accumulates interest. And so from the time he's 9 till the time he's 27, if during those 18 years, and God willing, nothing happens to him, what's going to happen is that dollar amount is going to increase dramatically. And so when he's 27, there's a couple things he can do. If he wants to, he can cash it in and he can take the cash, or he can just let it sit there and accumulate and earn more interest and just grow larger and larger. Okay, I am going to stop right now because we're just about done with our 15 minutes, and that's all the longer I can go. So I'm going to stop this, but obviously we're not done, so I'm going to continue a little bit.